Hey guys, welcome to the Quartermaster Corner. I'm your host, Noah Pitzer. This is my good buddy,
Alexander Kafka. I'm also a Quartermaster of the troop.
Yep, so today in this episode, we're going to talk about two different hammocks that we've gotten a lot of questions about. What's the difference? What's the pros and cons of each? And they're both by Eagle's Nest Outfitters, which is a popular hammock brand, also going by ENO. And we've got the TechNest over here. This is my personal hammock right here. And then we've got Alexander's DoubleNest over here, which also has a lot of nice pros. So each one has kind of two different purposes, but they can really serve the same gap. So let's go ahead and start by talking about the DoubleNest, which is probably the most popular hammock out of these two.
Yeah, so if you're looking to get into a hammock, this is going to be a little bit more of an expensive option compared to something from China, but it's going to give you a really good experience. So some nice things about the DoubleNest. It's a little bit more stretchy, versus the TechNest here, you're not really going to stay on top of the hammock. You're going to sink into it a little bit more. That's one really nice thing about it. Another nice thing, I know it may sound silly right now, but this side pocket here is really nice for in the middle of the night. You know, you can put a watch in there, a flashlight, anything that you may need in the middle of the night. You don't have to be scrambling all over for it. So that's a couple of the nice things. Along with that, the material is going to be a little bit more durable compared to the TechNest. So if you're looking into getting a hammock and you don't want it to rip extremely easy, I would definitely go with DoubleNest.
Alright, so now moving on to the TechNest, there's a few key features that this one has that one doesn't, and vice versa, so stay tuned for those. But basically, this one is more of an expensive, I don't want to say luxury, but if there is such a thing for hammocks, this would kind of be what falls in that category. Now this one's going to be less durable. This one's made out of a special taffeta material compared to the standard parachute nylon of the DoubleNest, so it's going to not be very durable. However, this is super breathable and comfortable, at least for me when I'm sleeping in it. So one thing that I do not like about this hammock is that there's a bunch of marks from maybe where my belt was, and it gave it a little scratch. So that's kind of annoying, and there's more and more of them as I've had this hammock for just about a year and a half now. It's really become more annoying, like I said. So that's one thing you want to be watching out for if you're going to be doing a lot of lounging. Like if you're going to take it to the park a lot and just set it up with your friends, this is not the hammock for you, just because it's not really going to carry as many pounds or as much weight as the DoubleNest will, and it's not going to be, like I said, as durable. Now one nice thing about this is that it's very rigid, so for people that like to have a strict setup like I do, you want to get it right every single time, this one's going to be a lot more rigid, just because this one has webbing on the straps by the Carabiners, rather than over here we have rope. And now rope can stretch a lot easier than the webbing can, so that's going to make it so that you can really not sag as much when you're trying to go to sleep and get your perfect hanging. Now one thing that's kind of not seen as much in the TechNest that I see as a real advantage is the fact that the bag's on the end. Now let's go ahead and do a little demonstration. I'm going to throw my pillow out of here. But in order to pack this thing up, all I really need to do is I just need to unclip the end without the bag, and then I roll it up and I stuff it right here in the bag, just like so. And that makes it super simple when it comes to packing up. You don't have to get your hammock all over the ground, which is a lot easier, in my opinion, than going for the DoubleNest, which has the bag in the center. Now, one thing you're going to lose with that is obviously the pocket, which is really helpful, and another reasons that Alexander will tell you about.
Yeah, so like he said, the fabric is much more durable. Looking in his hammock, there is a lot more scratches, blemishes in fabric, which eventually over time will wear down your hammock, and eventually those can turn into larger cuts. My hammock does not have any of those, and I am an extremely rough sleeper, and I usually sleep with my belt on, sometimes leave my trailer keys in my pocket, so it's a lot more durable. But that being said, mine is also a little bit dirtier on the bottom, because every time I take it down, you know, I don't have extremely long arms, so I have to be able to put this in the bag, and sometimes it'll get into the dirt. So those are two things to think about. Do you want to have stuff right next to you when you're going to bed, or do you want to have a nice, easy pack up?
And now we're going to talk about some of the little differences that kind of make the the TechNest more on the upper side of the scale in terms of hammocks. Like I said, this one's a $70 hammock made out of parachute nylon, and this one is a $100 hammock made out of the nice taffeta thin material, and that is really breathable. Now that's probably going to be the bulk of the upgrade cost there. However, like I said, there's a few subtle differences in between the lines here. And first off is the carabiners being used. Now this one is a nice aluminum carabiner that's a little bit more lightweight, along with the rest of the material makes this a really lightweight hammock. Now you can see over here, that's a very simple climbing carabiner and some rope, whereas this one has a through mounted piece of webbing into a bag that's mounted on the end as well, still made of that taffeta material, which isn't really a big deal for me. However, it is for some, because this is a very lightweight setup, like I said, so it might be the right choice for you as it comes to the hammock camping and backpacking kind of deal. So now we also have magnetic clips on the end over here, which are kind of fun to play with and also kind of give it that high-end feel, but there's nothing really too world-shattering in terms of the upgrades on the TechNest. So don't really buy it for the little subtle bag differences on it. Now let's go ahead and finally wrap things up with a little bit more of the specs involved with both these hammocks. So yeah, over here on the DoubleNest, we've got the same size as on the TechNest. This is the same exact basic hammock size, like I said. So you're not really going to be gaining more real estate on either one of them, but the different stretching, like this one's more firm and that one's going to have more stretch with rope, will kind of give you a different feel of the hammock. So I encourage you to try them both out. I'm sure that we'll both be at some campouts here soon if you guys are interested. I know there's a few other people in the troop that have the TechNest and many other that have the DoubleNest for you. Now in terms of weight capacity, this one I believe is 400 pounds. And then this one over here, since it's made out of a lighter, thinner material, is only 350 pounds, but neither one of them should be a real problem for you. You know, it's pretty simple. You're not really going to be having more than 2 people in here anyway, so I don't think you'll even touch the 350 pound weight limit on the TechNest. Any other closing remarks for you?
No, but you know, everything goes as said. Both hammocks are really great. They'll give you a really nice night's sleep. The other thing to think about is some straps. I personally hate paracord straps. I think they are terrible. I will give it to you that way. What I would definitely recommend is the Atlas suspension system. These go right along with the hammock.
Yep, also from ENO.
Yeah, one nice thing to think, they are webbing, so they are not going to destroy trees. It's really eco-efficient. And another thing, they work really well. It's nothing complicated. It's just very simple. You clip it in, you tie it around the tree, and you sit in the hammock. It's a really great, easy experience. It provides a little bit of shock absorbance, so they're not going to stretch, but they will bounce a little bit and really keep you extremely comfortable.
Yeah, I agree with that. Now, if you'd like us to make any other videos on hammock camping or any gear in general, please let us know. I will say one thing in a closing remark, that if you're getting it, like I said, to chill, and then you're probably going to want to go for the DoubleNest. It's a lot more durable. If you take one thing away, DoubleNest is more durable. It's going to be more of a long-lasting hammock. This one is going to be probably a little bit more comfortable if you're using it as a sleeping dedicated hammock. So consider that if you're going to be taking it for a lot of nights out. This one is probably going to give you the best experience in terms of that. But for overall lounging and sleeping as well, you can't really go wrong with the DoubleNest. So if you are uncertain, probably should go with the DoubleNest. It's cheaper, it's better for lounging, a little bit more durable, and it's still going to give you that great hammock camping experience. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys found this very helpful. If you guys would like to see any other topics that we can discuss in terms of the Quartermaster Corner or anything else, please let me know, and we'll both be at upcoming meetings, so let us know. See you later.